Are my literate lurkers ready for a tale where silence isn't golden, but rather a hue of ghastly guilt? Click the subscribe button and ring the death knell, the bell icon, to join our cryptic congregation. You're about to watch Stolen Words, a story where the only thing more chilling than the solitude is the truth lurking behind it. In the heart of dense Maine woods, Tom's cabin stood as a solitary sentinel among the whispering pines, the perfect haven for a troubled novelist. Tom needed the silence, or so he thought. Lately, the stillness wasn't just silence, it was screaming. For a man who once conversed fluently through the tips of his fingers, Tom's keyboard now felt like a stranger. The irony of his last bestseller, Whispers in the Wind, gnawed at him. Words had betrayed him, leaving him in a deafening creative void. The seclusion was meant to be a balm, but as the days passed, it became a slow poison, seeping through the cracks of his mind. It started subtly. Pages from his current manuscript disappeared, only to be found in places he'd never set them. The wind seemed to carry voices, mocking whispers that echoed his own prose. Tom tried to convince himself it was the stress, the loneliness playing tricks on his mind. But one night, the tricks turned terrifyingly real. A knock thudded against the cabin door, a hollow sound that seemed to resonate with the rhythm of a tormented heartbeat. Standing there, in the eerie embrace of the fog, was Elijah, a man with eyes that seemed to have weathered centuries of sorrow. Elijah's voice, rough like gravel, accused Tom of literary theft, claiming ownership of the novel that had given Tom the world. The stranger's story was absurd, and yet the conviction in his voice, the pain, it was disturbingly compelling. After Elijah left, leaving behind the enigmatic notebook, Tom's life spiraled into a series of trials that would have suited Dante. The notebook's contents bore an uncanny resemblance to Tom's debut novel, but with a voice that seemed to reach out from the pages, strangling him with words he thought were his own. The story in that notebook became his obsession. He pored over it, not noticing the days blurring into nights, nor the food that lay untouched. The characters from his, or was it Elijah's, story began to visit him, whispers turning into screams, accusing him of theft, of living a life that wasn't his to claim. Elijah's reappearance was the catalyst that broke the fragile barrier Tom had erected between his guilt and reality. In a frenzied altercation, fueled by the need to silence the accusations, Tom watched in horror as Elijah's body crumpled to the floor, the notebook clutched in his still hands. With Elijah's death, the haunting stopped. The silence returned, but it was different now. It was a void, an absence of life where once there had been accusation and confrontation. Tom began to write again, his words flowing freely as if they were eager to escape the confines of his guilt-ridden mind. But peace is often the calm before the real storm. When the sheriff arrived, Tom's newly woven reality unraveled with a single revelation. Elijah was alive, concerned for his friend, unreachable in his woodland retreat. The man Tom had killed was a creation of his own subconscious, a shadow born from stolen words. The lines between fiction and reality, now irrevocably blurred, had become Tom's prison. As the handcuffs clicked shut, a bitter understanding settled in his soul. He was the creator of worlds, but also their destroyer. And in the cold, unfeeling embrace of his cell, the words continued to haunt him, an endless loop of a story that was never truly his. The cabin, once a place of supposed refuge, now stood empty, a monument to the haunting power of stolen words. And Tom, once a revered author, now understood the price of a story unlawfully claimed. A price measured in more than just words, but in sanity, in freedom, in life itself. So, our tale thunders to a close with the twisted torment of our dear Tom, whose stolen words have penned his doom. Leave a comment below, my ghoulish scribes. What story would haunt you if it crept off the page?